bat first. After that mid-innings disaster when they lost Williams in Curran in a quick succession, Raza again came to the 59, not out for him, along with Madande, who got 36, managed to push the score to 277 for 7.
Played well, did Ben Curran, very strong on the leg side, and then he pulled, very, very well he pulled. And he was only then in the middle part of his innings, he struggled a little bit, but was quite fluent throughout. Wonderful shot for me today, down through the onside. So he got 79 from 95. Partnerships, one of 55 with Bennett at the top of the order, and then there was the big one, Madande and Raza, 76 from 66, got Zimbabwe to 277 for 7.
2 wickets for Asita and 3 for Chamira. They did the most of the damage, and a wicket each for Madhu Shankar and Leonage. Quick look at the target now. So it's 278. That's what they need at 5.56 runs and over. Wickets will be key up front for Zimbabwe. Have to wait and find out how this goes. Can Zimbabwe level the series, or is it going to be the visitors who will run away with it? Pathum Nissanka is back in the opening slot along with a new partner, Navindu. He's going to be there, trying to give them a solid start. 71 games to his name. He's got a lot of experience. And Pathum Nissanka's new partner, Navindu Fernando, is fairly new. Will surely take a little out of Pathum Nissanka being on the other end. The man who's been so good for Zim,
Richard Ganava, his 55th match, 68 wickets, good economy, and has a knack of picking up early wickets. Big left arm, quick.
The usual end that he chooses, the golf force end. 2 slips in position, an attacking field right up front, and on strike is Nissanka.
Interesting here from Zimbabwe innings. 4 of the wickets that fell in that middle period to seamers fell from this end that Ngarawa is bowling from. Steep bounce, a little bit of variation in the bounce as well. So he likes bowling from this golf course end.
Donny, do you go back to the over number 31, 32, that's somewhere around. They lost 2 quick wickets of Curran and Williams. And you'd think that they've done well to get to 277 from there on. Because had they lost any more wickets in that gap of 35 and 40 overs, surely would have been difficult. Now they can put up a fight with this.
It is a score that you could imagine defending.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম নিরবচ্ছিন্ন খেলা দেখার জন্য যারা এখনো আমাদের চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করেননি প্লিজ সাবস্ক্রাইব করে নিন প্লিজ
Raza and Madande. The one that I think for me was key to getting to this target, and Ben Curran up front was important because they came through the power play.
Kindly request please subscribe our channel
Bennett just after the end of the
to
power
watch
play.
the match.
It's the first wicket to fall.
Oh, slashed away nicely. Using the base, bounce, and the width provided. That's a brilliant stop. Cricket, good all round there. Everyone throwing themselves, making sure that they do not let off anything easy.
Tony Mnyonga is in very tight at backward point. Just not tall enough to get up to this one. And then, look, how about this work from the debutant, Elias Masuku, on the boundary to keep it down to just 2 runs.
When you go back and look at Greg Urban's absence and you say that they're lacking a bit of experience there in the batting, and Brendan Taylor not being able to be, from what we know of him, again, he's not on the field. You got Wesley Madavere at backward point in place of him, which means there is trouble with that dislocated finger, which is not making him feel 100% with the bat in hand.
He was also limping a bit throughout that innings. Looked to have problems with his left hamstring. Another set of runs, 3 gone, 3 runs from that over, 3 for none.
Started off with having 9 balls on the trot as dot balls. He's played a catch-up game and got 59 or 55. At one stage he was 2 of 17 delivery. So probably that wouldn't have been the case had he not lost Sean Williams immediately as he had walked out.
Beautiful spell of bowling. Set that fall of wickets. Liana gave first, and then Asitha Fernando picked up 2 in 1 over. Curran and the captain, Sean Williams. Decided to drink, so struggled early on, but found good pace in that spell.
Yeah, that bounce. That's something the batter's got to deal with. The high release points of Blessing Muzarabani.
Please subscribe our channel, please.
That extra bounce from that good length. This was again on the shorter side. Would like him to pitch it up a little more. Got those 2 slips, Raza in the first, Bennett in the second, to induce that drive. Slipped that bad, maybe the impact is outside. A little delayed appeal. I think it's more of a reaction from Muzarabani when he saw his slip cord and the keeper going up. I know Chabi is not interested.
My first reaction is that this has squared him up and gone off the back pad. And just too high to be LBW. It was definitely a sound, but didn't sound woody to me.
See, this is the end. Wando Fernando has got 7 games to his name. He's fairly new to the international circuit in this format, and his first outing as well in this series. So you can actually make life a little difficult for him while he's trying to get himself settled, compared to Nisanka, who's had a good outing day before yesterday. And that new ball with these 2 tall fast bowlers is going to test you in one way or the other.
To leave on height because Muzarabani to get his length. Quite certain it's going to go over the top of the stumps.
What the Sri Lankan fast bowlers had was a strong breeze blowing across. At the moment, there's no wind. So that sideways movement, we only reliant on that new ball doing something. Otherwise, look at that. There's nothing there. One key in dealing with that shorter bounce, keep that bottom hand a little loose. Exactly how he played that shot. Just making sure that it doesn't reach the slip cordon or anywhere near a fielder, just a single down third.
Well did Sanka play in that first ODI. Difficult conditions early on. He found scoring opportunities.
Where's his partner going? That's what nerves can do. Just went and probably said hello to his partner and went back to his crease. 5 for no loss. If you just joined us, Zimbabwe, when they were put into bat, they scored 277 for 7 in the second and final ODI. Sri Lanka needs 278. Playing away from the body, getting that inside part of the bat. Sometimes when you just are having your first outing, you try to play at everything. That's a good shot. He's found the gap, but we won't get a boundary here. Didn't chime in as he would have liked. A couple of runs added to the total.
He's had a good start already in his 2-match series, Sanka, and I think he's key through this power play. Wanidu in his first innings. 2 ODI series. So the numbers against the full test playing nations, first 10 overs, economy 4.15, that's in the power play, that's very, very good. And in the middle overs, 4.7. Like to do a little bit better perhaps at the death and those death overs in the last 10 overs. Standing for Zimbabwe.
You talk about full member, and you got, of course, experienced batters that bowl against. You have a look at that again. And also, the maximum number of wickets they've taken is with that new ball.
Please subscribe our channel, please.
Still, they've done well to get early wickets, both of them in the first 10 overs. Speak of ODIs. And that's the key where your top or frontline bowler can get the best batters out. Your top 3, your top 4. And it's always been the case, I mentioned in that first ODI, that when they bowling in tandem, they always bring out the best in each other. Either one of them is missing, and the pressure from one side just is not enough for the other guy to get wickets. That's a very good delivery. He tends to hit that ball to jog a little bit, just enough. to beat that defensive mode. 278 is the target, and they've got 8 for no loss. Blessing Muzarabani will continue. Set to bowl to Novendu Fernando. Now with the length that he shows, a slightly pulled back, dragged back, captain has removed one slip and it is gone. It's just one slip now. We'll have a look at his first over what the lengths were.
Sanka's difficult to find a length to, so he's gone back for length to him, and then slightly taller Wanidu. But again, majority of deliveries pushing him back, and the occasional one then looks a little fuller. Those are the scoring opportunities for Sanka.
Yeah, he's played every single delivery off the back foot. Tried to do that because of that extra bounce. He tried to stand tall and managed to cope with that bounce. Very rarely you see someone bringing that left foot out to the pitch of the ball, because it's not that way that he chooses that length to be, Muzarabani. And immediately, as I said, then he loses the captain's confidence. He's backed another fielder at the offside by moving Bennett out of the second slip.
Take you back to that first ODI. Sanka in particular had a few that flashed through the air, through that backward point area. That's why he's removed the slip, just reinforcing that area for both the batters. As Sarabani is just going to persist in bowling his natural length, just back of a good length. All the supporters of Sikandar in the ground today will be really happy the way he performed. Set up a good target for Zimbabwe, 277.
Also, when you speak about Muzarabani's preferred length and the bounce that he gets compared to other bowlers, the extra bounce, that also plays in the mind of the umpires. Every time he's going to strike the bat, they know it, that there's a high probability that the ball might just go over the stumps because of that length that he chooses. It'll be interesting to see the dismissals he has in his career. How many leg befores does he have?
Majority of his caught behinds, though, is he goes back of the length, pushing you back, pushing you back, and then just creeps one up. Angles the one back of the length generally into the right-handers and can get the fuller one to leave. It's generally how he picks up a lot of his wickets, when he gets you onto the front foot.
Was gone, 9 for no loss.
Day for cricket at Harare Sports Club. warm, not hot yet at this time of the year.
Shot. If I'm not wrong, that is the first boundary of the Sri Lanka innings in this match. Nicely worked away. There's a bit of wrist in that as well.
He's just opened the face a little bit to get it behind square. And this is well crafted. Finds that gap. Square the wicket for his first boundary. Started slowly. It was difficult going. It was 2 for 17 at one stage, and then he opened up. That shot, real class, and used his feet against the seamers in particular to change the lengths, backed away to change the lines, to create angles that he could find boundaries from. And one maximum in that innings, the slog sweep, 59 from 55.
You can see when the top order performs, then usually you get to a good total. 55, 61 and 34 the partnerships. Even though there was a slight hiccup in between, but then Raza along with Madande did that major chunk of 76 to help them to get to the total that you see at the bottom of your screen. So limited overs, if you can get a decent 4 partnerships, you get to a good total. Single there. Oh, rightly so, sent back. If I was to ask you, only as a fielding captain, not anything else,
Please subscribe my channel to watch the match continue.
Williams and Craig Irvin.
Sean Williams is just more demonstrative as an individual, as a person, so that comes through in the way he captains. You'll see him often running around, getting to bowlers, having conferences with bowlers before every spell, sometimes within spells, before he makes those adjustments. And the other thing where he's different from Craig Irvin plays the percentages. He's the sort of cricketer, always goes to strengths, never really use an untested option, whereas Sean Williams sometimes will just be like, oh, I have a feeling that maybe if I bowled Brian Bennett, who's not typically used, I might find create a surprise, find an advantage. So he's willing to try things and experiment in ways that Craig Irvin isn't.
Let's play that in the air, but it's a vacant zone. It'll just land near nobody, and a couple of bounces to end the over. 5 overs have been bowled. It's 18 for no loss. I mean, we're probably checking the boundary, if it's gone all the way or has it bounced. So before we actually go away with the end of the over, we'll have to wait for the official call. While we are waiting, I'd say I agree with you that the last part of it is probably the one major difference in the two captains. That's surely a 4. More instinctive, Sean Williams maybe. More by the book, Craig Irvin, if you say. But again, more to the formats. That's 18 for no loss. Discussion from Blessing Muzarabani that with the length that he chooses to bowl, with that new ball and the height that bounce that he generates, how many LBWs would he have? We just got the numbers across formats. He's got 210 wickets, and out of 210 he's got only 11 leg befores, and all of them are right-handers, which also tells you that he's not a natural outswinger. He can't bring it into the left-handers. All 11 leg befores out of 210 are right-handers.
just 31 of those 210 have been bowled as well, which just shows you he doesn't get many wickets from attacking the stumps. It's getting the ball on a good length. Batters fending off the ball towards the slips is where he takes most of his wickets. And his left-handers generally comes around the wicket because he has the ability to get the ball to pitch on close to the line of the off stump and then nip away towards the slip cordon, and has been very effective using that.
Goes through to third. And even as a batter, when you're facing him, you'd probably keep that in the back of your mind. Not because of that stat, but it's just the bounce that he gets that, okay, even if I'm deep in the crease, on the back foot, this is a very slim chance I'll be leg before. So I'm safe there. As you said, he really attacks the stumps, relies on that extra bounce. You'll get catches in the slip or caught behind or something within the circle. I'm talking about when the new ball is there. Stands a little more upright while facing Muzarabani. Doesn't have to be on his toes or airborne while trying to handle that bounce. And he keeps endorsing the discussion we're having by bowling those shorter deliveries. Takes a lot of effort. But again, you eliminate clean bowled or leg before from the equation. Six overs gone, 20 for no loss. Deep. So Sri Lanka will have to really make sure that they get a piece or two with this new ball in operation, the two new balls in operation.
Really impressed by Sanka in the first ODI from 50 there, and he was very strong square the wicket, as most diminutive cricketers are. And what he did is worked hard before he got going. Zimbabweans bowled well through the power play, but once he got out the power play, Kookaburra softened a little bit. He played some attractive cricket shots, very strong square through the offside. And the 78 came from just 82 deliveries.
আবু খেলা নাই তো তোমার বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে তাড়াতাড়ি করো Please subscribe my channel. Please subscribe.
.277 for 7. I think that's a good score. There were a few cracks visible early this morning, and a couple of them are pretty wide. I don't see them coming together, so they should be testing as the day goes on, and I feel Sri Lanka will have to bat really well to get to this score. Brad Evans replaces Richard Ngarava. Couple of overs left in the first power play.
And for 57 in the first ODI for Brad Evans, but I feel he bowled a lot better than those figures suggest. Thought his accuracy was quite good. It was towards the end that he took some stick.
Please subscribe my channel. Please.
Most of the Zimbabwean bowlers took
Please
stick at the end.
subscribe my channel.
Up until then, I was happy with how consistent he was in the areas that he hits.
Oh, wonderful shot. One bounce for 4. Pratham Nissanka at his best.
Now, these are not the areas that you want to be hitting to Pratham Nissanka. Man in top form. On a surface like this, and put that away without a problem.
Sri Lanka again in the field was slow with their over rate. The first ODI as well, the last 2 overs they were penalized with that extra fielder in the circle. And the same thing happened here today as well. In the first few overs when the game started, they were taking their time getting through those overs. I remember 10 minutes, 12 minutes for the first 2 overs. They all pile up and it hurts you at the back end. They were fined as well. Percentage of their match fee for slow rates. And it's something that they've struggled with right throughout over the last 2-3 years. Even with plenty of spin options in the team. They really have to work on it because you can't be getting caught on the back foot or on the hop in such a situation in games coming in the future.
Now, those are non-negotiables at this level of the game.
Three hours, 55 minutes it took them today. Of course, with injuries and certain delays during the game, you're given an allowance. 3:30 is the starting point. Then you usually get a few extra minutes to get through those overs, but 2 games they've been penalized with having to bring in an extra field in those death
Please
overs.
subscribe
So
my
just the one
channel.
boundary.
Please.
Brad Evans finishes
Please
off strong, 36 for
subscribe my
none.
channel.
Sri Lanka haven't lost a wicket. Now that's a positive for them. Mendis Samaravikrama Lanka. In again, another Mendis. And for the first time in ODI cricket, Ernest Masuku has got a best of 7 wickets in List A cricket. That was actually in his last List A game. On debut then. Side edge, encouraging start. Masuku.
He'll do this. Ernest Masuku. Let's get the ball to tail back into the right-handers. 89 wickets in the 53 List A matches that he's played. Last List A match for him being against Scotland in April, earlier in the year. Got 7 for 35.
ODI player number 163. What was your number? That's him getting his cap earlier in the day. From Zimbabwe, standing captain. big day for Ernest. Gets his hands all over. As a batter, tough to...
Jabulu Nube. He played for the Tuskers with him many years ago. Also a former Zimbabwe representative. Looks like one of the Zulu chiefs of old. The generals used to wear those to stand out in the army.
Hammered for 4. So plenty of dot balls and in between a boundary here and there. Just keeps Sri Lanka moving forward.
Zimbabwe needs to learn and learn quickly. First one-day international telegraphed how strong he is square of the wicket. Patum Nisanka. So that's an area you need not bowl.
With the hands waving around all over as he comes to deliver. Tough to pick for the batter to focus on that ball to pick up those early keys.
Yeah, he gets his arms going across the body. What you want is to get the arms going along the body so that everything's going in one line. Masuku. And then he just falls away at the last moment because he's trying to open up the body to allow the ball to swing in.
Shot. Top shot. Ends the first power play. The classic boundary, Patum Nisanka. It's 45 for none after 10. Clear blue skies. The second power play, over number 11 to 40, a maximum of 4 fielders allowed outside the circle. They got a wicket in hand compared to Zimbabwe, but they're 10 runs behind at the moment. Brad Evans, son of Craig Evans, played against me. Powerful middle order player. First few overs are testing from Ngarawa and Muzrambani.
Yeah, they've been good both times, Ngarawa and Zarabani, but today Sri Lanka got off to a much better start. A couple of times that Zimbabwe have overpitched and been too short. Nisanka has been brutal. Through the offside, very strong. That was shot of the day so far for me in the Sri Lankan innings.
Well, there's a deep point in play now, so it's deep square leg. Couple of boundaries of Mafusu's Masuku, correction. First over. Yeah, a few.
Please subscribe my channel, please. Please subscribe my channel, please.
Ben Curran, of course, the famous Kevin Curran. His older brother is playing for England. Does look a bit like Sam Curran when he's out there in the middle with the bat.
A bit shorter, I think, than Sam.
When are the little Movoyas going to show up for Zimbabwe?
That's a good question. We've got to give them another 18 years at least. Russell? The oldest one, maybe.
Little. Got him! clue.
It's been a struggle for him, Fernando. But good from Brad Evans. Full straights, attacking the stumps. Getting through the defences. Bat going across the line of the ball. As opposed to straight up the line. He's enjoyed that. Brad Evans and Zimbabwe get their first breakthrough. Fernando goes for 14. It's 48 for 1.
Lanka's wicket-keeper did struggle with a stiff back when keeping earlier today. Physio would have worked on it, and hopefully he'll feel free because Sri Lanka gonna need him. Just a fraction score runs as he's been doing in the recent past. Very consistent. Most runs scored by a batter across all formats the last year or so for Salmendis. Much better player than what that average suggests. Good start. That's the line, that's the length you want to be bowling, you want to be hitting, especially against a new batter.
Spotter from Brad Evans. Full, just got that to nip back in after pitching.
His feet haven't been moving at all, Noni the Fernando. Just full and fast. But if you're looking at the coaching manual, that was there to be driven. 48 for 1. Lanka, the bulk of the scoring earlier on for Sri Lanka. Well, previous over he didn't have much protection because it was in the power play for Masuku. Now he's got a deep point and a deep square leg. But no use because Pathum Nisanka's got the quality to get it into space and get himself another boundary. The 50 is on the board.
He's got to get that line tighter. Ernest Masuku. He's just too good in the offside. Pathum Nisanka. This one just delayed the stroke and opened the face so it goes behind square because in front there's a sweeper now. Good awareness.
He asks, but the angle is towards the leg side.
Clearly going past the leg stump. If you have a look at Masuku's appeal, he stopped halfway through it to pick up the ball, which tells you that he wasn't convinced himself. Half appeal.
He's beaten the bat of a player in form. Why not? Cause for celebration. atmosphere building here in Harare. It's Sunday afternoon. That's where we need to be, by the braai. The band, they're taking a break for the moment. Slow delivery. He's hit 7-4s, Pathum Nisanka. That's almost 80% of his runs off boundaries. Just as we saw in the Zimbabwean innings as well, the Sri Lankan innings too. Plenty of dots. Last ball of Masuku's over coming up. It's been good, except for that first delivery. Fielder, he can only pick it up because Nisanka's got the gap. That spoils Masuku's over. 56 for 1. The boundaries keep flowing off Nisanka's bat.
These are the boundaries that we've been treated to. Little pickup off the legs, but you'll find the majority of them have been some wonderful strokes. A couple of pull shots to the leg side, but that's where he's been devastatingly strong. So it's just too easy for a man in this form. And he has pierced the offside beautifully on a number of occasions. Really has shown his class, Pathum Nisanka. 43 ball 40 at the moment.
Both batsmen having a quick chat to umpire Richard Kettleborough, not really sure what it was regarding. But basically pointed something out. Interesting chat between Sikandar Raza and Kusal Mendis. Kusal Mendis trying to suggest that a no ball was bowled. Usually the no balls called from upstairs, third umpire. Well, DR is not available, so the auto no ball, the call from upstairs will not happen in this series. Brilliantly bowled.
Yeah, you will notice that every time there's a wicket that falls, there's a front foot check for the no ball. That's the process of checking it when you don't have the auto no ball from DRS.
Great shape. Hit the deck, went away. Tries too hard, straightened it a little too much. That's brilliant running. Really good from Kusal Mendis, who wanted to push the fielder in the outfield. Last ball of last over, swivels Nisanka, into the gap she goes.
I just noticed that Brad Evans, who normally takes the ball away from the right-hander, today is going the opposite. The wicket ball came back in, that last one that you're talking about, previous delivery. But in general, his balls today not going away from the right-hander, just tailing in slightly.
when he hits the deck, back of a leg, it's dragging, either straightening or going towards the slips. He's slipping in the straighter one, the fuller one, which got the wicket and which he tried against Kusal Mendes. That's just angled in, honing in on the toes of the batter. That's his variation. Slower delivery. Back of the hand, if I'm right.
Please subscribe my channel. Please subscribe.
Good over. Just the 3 runs off the 5 balls from Evans. Backing up good effort on Friday and backing up the opening bowlers, Musrabbani and Garava. Always threatening with the new ball. Almost getting through. 13 balls, 60 for 1. In the last year and a half or so, Kusal Mendes averaging 51 with 300s. Kati 400s and averaging 58. There's George Mansi in there as well. Charita Lanka is in the mix too. Batting in the middle order to have such a healthy average and being consistent is outstanding. Is the man of the moment for Zimbabwe. Made sure he got his second half century and a score to bowl at for his team. Hides the ball as he usually does.
Zimbabwe would love a little breakthrough here from Sikandar. And how often does he do it? Comes into the attack, creates an opportunity or breaks a partnership, gets a wicket.
Has he got it fine enough? Yes, he has. 4 more. A little too straight from Raza. Pays the prize.
No, he's got that horribly wrong. Raza, Lanka knows exactly where the fielders are, so just made sure he got it in the gap. Outfield quick.
Square leg moved finer. There's a deep mid wicket. The long on. He's got the boundary, now milk it. This is why he's able to play those big innings. Sanka does not go after everything, but if the opportunity is there in terms of a loose ball, we saw against the faster bowlers or Sikandar Raza here, ability to put it away. Required rate still under 6 for Sri Lanka. Started at around 5.55 up to 5.84, and they wouldn't mind that. As long as you can keep it around 6, 6.5, they'll be happy to keep going and take the game deep. Really?
The state, Zimbabwe were 70 for 1, so that gap is closing. Required rate very manageable. 5.83, just the 1 wicket. That's fallen for Sri Lanka. Off the first Sikandar Raza over for the evening, 16-8 for 1.
Sri Lanka going along nicely at the moment, led by Patam Nasanka. He really has played beautifully, 9 fours in his innings. That after Sri Lanka won the toss this morning and invited Zimbabwe to bat first.
Please subscribe my channel, please subscribe.
Slower ball from Brad Evans and a terrific bit of fielding off his own bowling. Darlington Matambanadzu alongside me. Good afternoon to you, Darlington.
Good afternoon, Brian. It's been a nice rhythm this afternoon from this golf course end. Brad Evans. Just got a couple to get past the outside edge.
Call his catch. And that's exactly what Ben Curran has done. Their big boundaries square the wicket here at the Harare Sports Club. So you've either got to get the ball all the way for 6 or keep it along the carpet.
Bowls a tricky short delivery, Brad Evans, and gets onto you a little bit quicker than everything else. And can be difficult to get into position to get it away. And he picks up his second. Ben Curran covered ground to get to his right. Kusal Mendes 5, 68 for 2.
In at number 4, celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday.
4 to go.
Best of 108 against Pakistan in the Cricket World Cup in 2023. Brad Evans happy to test out the middle of the pitch. Had some success doing that. Get rid of Kusal Mendes.
Once again, the middle of the pitch. And Ben Curran had to cover quite a lot of ground to his right. Gladiator salute from Brad Evans as he picks up his second.
Brad Evans is giving spectators here at the Harare Sports Club plenty to dance about this afternoon. A couple of wickets, and he's bowled very impressively in his 4th over, 2 for 12.
Sensing a
Please
little bit more
subscribe my
happening for
channel.
seamers when bowling from this golf course end.
Please
Also
subscribe.
past the inside edge. Occasionally the bounce is a little steeper as well.
Yes, we saw some variety in bounce on the other surface that was used in this series on Friday when team bowlers were operating from this golf course end, our commentary position end at the Harare Sports Club. He's hitting the bat hard, Brad Brad Evans. It's a really good over, a successful over, 3 runs from it. 71 for 2. Bowlers used by Zimbabwe so far, and once again, as was the case on Friday, the 4th seamer giving them a few problems. You can see Ernest Masuku on debut, 2 overs for 17. Trevor Gwandu on Friday, 6 overs and 2 balls, 1 for 61.
Not the off spinner this time around from Sikandar Raza. More expensive in his first over than he prides himself on being.
There was a long run there, but in the end, just decided against it. The ball had gone to the left hand of Richard Ngarava, short fine leg. That's probably why they decided against taking him on.
Sikandar Raza is my favorite
It's
cricketer.
actually something we see
I am watching from
very
Bangladesh.
often. Richard Ngarava,
Please subscribe my
Sikandar Raza
channel,
bowling
please.
at right-handers.
I like Sri
Zimbabwe
Lanka.
at 77 for 1 at this stage.
I like all Sri
Slightly
Lankans.
ahead in runs. We're also 1 wicket better. Didn't carry to Sikandar Raza this time.
Smarto Ikrama just trying to find his feet here. That was the off spinner. Goodness me, it couldn't have got any closer without actually carrying, could it? This time they do take the single when the ball runs backward of square on the onside. Sri Lanka 2020 international squad, extra players have arrived, going through some warm-ups. The first match of 3 to be played on Wednesday. It's a really good over that from Sikandar Raza, just a single from it, 72 for 2. Required by Sri Lanka to make a clean sweep of this 2-match series. Just over a run a ball required from this stage. But with 8 wickets in hand, they'll feel that's very much within their capability at this point in time. That's run fine, and it's gone for 4. Seems like a deliberate ploy from Brad Evans here to bang the ball in. But he got his line wrong there.
Vikrama deals with this quite well. Gets his wrists, hands above it, rolls the wrist to keep it down. Not off the middle of the bat, but just enough to get it all the way fine to the boundary.
Just at the back end of that last over, we saw him going through some stretching exercises. Whether that's trying to attract the attention of the captain, maybe he's been given the shout to have a bowl, or maybe it's a reflection of what happened to him on Friday. There was a little bit of hamstring stiffness that he suffered. It's well documented that he suffered an injury in the Test match at Nottingham against England in May, and since then he's been quite lightly raced. Selectors not using him for the Test matches against New Zealand and South Africa. Short ball from Evans. What's his tactic here, Darlington? He really is testing out that middle of the pitch, isn't he?
We've seen a few, but this is the best of the lot. Hasn't had the direction right. I think it's just about pushing him back and then looking to get one to swing away. Again, we've got a very aggressive bounce up. It's about setting him up with a length ball.
Yes, he's allowed 2 in the over, so Samaro and Karama will know that a fuller length delivery is coming next. Batters take a single. The end of the over. 17 overs have gone. 7 runs off that over. It's 79 for 2, and what that means is it's time for a drinks break.
Subscribe my channel. Subscribe my channel. Please subscribe my channel.
Lanka, following on from his 76 a couple of days ago. Batting beautifully once again. Darlington and Tambananzu alongside me. These are the 2 wickets to have gone down so far.
Brad Evans got a couple past the outside edge, and this one goes past the inside edge to get Nuanidu Fernando, and then he's hurried. Kusol Mendes with a short ball. And Garrett takes a good one, running around from square leg. 2 wickets have fallen, both to Brad Evans.
5 bowlers used. Evans, the successful man. And Garava and Musrabani were impressive with the new ball. This is how the match stands. Zimbabwe still very much in this game. They probably felt they were maybe 20 runs under par at the halfway stage. But they've tested the Sri Lanka batters. Sanka's been equal to them thus far.
Debut Masuku was a bit expensive from the city end, but Sikandar Raza has brought back some control for the Zimbabweans. This line from his 2.
Sanka, and that single takes him to a half century. He's 1850 in one-day international cricket. You can add to that 600s as well. It's his 4th in Zimbabwe and his 3rd this year. You know, he averages 93 against Zimbabwe. Remember, he scored 100 against them a couple of years ago in the Cricket World Cup qualifier. Boy, he enjoys facing the man in red.
Qualifiers, those were at Bulawayo. The expert who's not here, who actually could really rub the salt in the wound.
Subscribe to my channel.
Covering from a hamstring injury, and he and Thikshana in
Subscribe to
partnership
my channel.
really were exceptional. They were the key drivers in Sri Lanka winning that tournament. They won the final here against the Netherlands on this ground. Ben Curran can't prevent the second there. End of the over, 5 runs from it, 84 for 2. So Sri Lanka just behind where Zimbabwe were at the same stage. Sean Williams decides that 5 overs from Brad Evans is enough for this spell, and he's now giving himself the opportunity at the golf course end.
You ready, please? What?
Two right-handers is the partnership, just young, 17 from 23. Sean Williams just looking to turn the ball away and hopefully break this partnership before it progresses.
Oh, boy, really?
Williams is on the cusp of a little bit of history here. If he can get one more wicket, got one on Friday. If he gets a wicket, he'll become only the 3rd Zimbabwe player to sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about the 2020 internationals. Goodness me, that's to come on Wednesday. He's actually 12th on the list of one-day international wicket takers for Zimbabwe is Williams, 86 wickets. Of current players,
I would have got him.
only Sikandar Raza is ahead of him, 93 wickets, although Graham Kramer, who's made a little bit of a comeback this season, he's passed 100 wickets in the format, 119.
Really?
He's been tearing through that is a National Premier League cricket. It's with 23 wickets from 4 matches.
Quickly, Williams has got through his opening over, just 2 runs from it, 86 for 2.
Tony Sanka's been outstanding. That shot of Richard Ngarawa. And then that was emphatic. Absolutely smashed that. And elegant through the offside. Was able to get through, planked offside, and that was greeting Brad Evans. It was very harsh on the debutant Ernest Masuku. And he got a boundary to greet Sikandar Raza as he began his spell. 53 from 58, and he's batted at a good tempo as Sri Lanka chased 278 to win.
It's okay. It's okay.
One thing that really sticks in my mind about Masank when the way he goes about his batting is gives the bowlers no margin for error at all, and generally if they bowl a bad ball or even a modest ball, it goes for 4. He creates a great deal of pressure on the bowlers and the fielding team. He's got a batter who's capable of doing that.
Subscribe my channel. Please subscribe my channel.
What he does, he gets this one to slide onto you from with the lower arm action. Gets through you quicker.
Please subscribe my channel.
Fielding there by Evans because it was on the old wicket end, the ball bobbled up, he got behind it and did well. Signalled wide by Nojadi at the city end of the Harare Sports Club ground.
Evans in that mid-wicket. Busiest area when an off-spinner is bowling is mid-wicket. Most bowlers would, at the end of his spell, looks for somewhere a little more sedentary than straight mid-wicket when Sikandar Raza is bowling. It's a position he fields in well and enjoys to field in.
Please subscribe my channel.
Over from Sikandar Raza, just 4 runs from it, including the wide, 90 for 2. Second over for Sean Williams. spinners in operation. Just testing the patience of these two batters. Appealing for the stumping. I know Chaddy happy to go upstairs.
Focused on the delivery that slides in towards leg stump. In the spell so far, Sean Williams is the first one he's got to turn away.
First of all, Cesara is our TV umpire.
Front foot's good. Need to see now if someone where Grama's got something behind the line that he lifted his foot here.
Don't think so.
Please keep your eyes tomorrow in same channel.
Cesara agrees.
We will broadcast Bangladesh versus Netherlands.
Please
Just wondering,
subscribe my
Darlington,
channel.
whether there's a temptation
Please
to bring
subscribe
it on
my channel.
to Samara Wickrama just to try and squeeze a bit more.
Strike rate's 52. It's a very, very good idea, I think. He's been bogged down since he's got out here. Faced 26 balls, just 13 runs for him. Might be the way to call the bad shot.
Broken the shackles there by getting that one out to deep mid-wicket. Curran the fielder. 2 runs to Samara Wickrama at the end of the over. 21 gone, 93 for 2.
With 185 more required with 29 overs available. 6.5 and 8 wickets in hand. You take that while chasing. Raza slightly over pitch in terms of flight. Allows him to drive for a couple. He was very, very accurate and not giving away anything in that previous over that he bowled. Seems like he's just got the field right, exactly where he wants them to be. And the 2 spinners in operation are moving the game quickly.
Oh, Sake!
Slightly uppish, but very deliberate. Nicely done. He made sure he clears that 30-yard marker. And Nissanka has another boundary to his name. Make that 10 of them.
Shot of a man in fine form. Calculated. I won't even call it a risk. It's just seen that it's over pitched and just needed to bunt it over that fielder at mid-off.
Yeah, he's got 62 now of 66, and 40 of them are out of boundaries. 10 fours to his name, 100 up for Sri Lanka. Now 178 away. We're not even halfway. Second 50 is a little quicker than the first one. Let's see if it's a good pick-up and throw. Yeah, Bennett needs to run across his to his right. You won't expect Ngarawa to even try going to the left, though it will be his strong hand, that strong arm. Those are the guys who will be in action in a couple of days. The T20 squad. Some of them will be joining the ones who are playing at the moment. These are the guys who will be heading for the Asia Cup in the UAE. Over gets the mate. It's 101 for 2. Do you know what you make of this progress at the moment? And if you're the Zimbabwe captain, what's your thought process? They are
Please
9 runs
subscribe my
behind
channel,
and a
please.
wicket more.
Please subscribe my
Sri Lanka
channel.
are. And more importantly, Nisanka still in and just controlling the innings. From a Zimbabwean point of view, this man has come back into the attack because he wants to break this partnership. And the one that he would like to get is Patum Nisanka. Look at the start of the innings though. The required rate was below 6, about 5.7. You look at it now, it's gone above 6 to 6.32. So Zimbabwe will be wanting that figure to keep going up. In that way, the pressure that they create, they hope will create wickets as well.
It'll be a crucial couple of overs from Muzarabani. As you mentioned, he's in there to break this partnership, which is now of 35. And from Sri Lanka batters' point of view, would they like to see him off, just get the runs going, because singles are easy to come by. Again, spinners a little more difficult. Really depends how Sri Lanka approaches these couple of overs. Right now, the dog ball seems to be hard to come by. 3 singles of the first 3 deliveries. Has to be some sort of a plan when Muzarabani is brought in. Anything that you notice in field positions against a particular batter, because they can just be moving the ball around for singles. That could be one of them. That'll be a boundary. He's got 2 men behind the square on the onside, but that short ball isn't short enough or problem enough to handle.
This is just a rank bad delivery from Zarabani. I don't think that's a deliberate short ball. He's dropped that short unintentionally, and that's why it's so easy to put away.
Yeah, the height will always be the case.
Please subscribe my channel, please.
I think there might have been an inside edge on this as well. Now, just a little brush.
pushing for two. They'll push hard and they'll manage to get there. That's well run. 10 coming of it. 1-1-1 for two. Partnership will now very soon become a bit of a bother for Sean Williams. 43 between Nisanka and Samara Vikrama. And they're handling this situation very well, the two batters out there.
Boss, Willie.
Getting 10 runs of that bowling change from Muzarabani being brought in and then back to work. Keeping that required run rate in check.
Yeah, we expected that later in the day, bowling into the drier end with cracks at the golf course end. There'll be a bit of turn, and Sean Williams has already got some.
What Zimbabwe needs quickly is a couple of wickets. Just that scenario which took place when Zimbabwe was batting in the 32nd over. Just to put some brakes on this fluid scoring rate. And they're trying to push for two. And there you go, they're going for it. Not a flat throw as the captain would have liked. There's a lot of loop in that. You just feel you probably want a throw which is on the bounce, easier to catch for the bowler right on top of the bails.
Sean Williams let it go because he thought it was going to hit the stumps. But that throw needed to be flat and harder. Good fielding. Brad Evans.
Yeah, who says fast bowlers can't feel like that? Throw themselves around.
Oh, boss. Good shots here, Willie. These are good shots,
Do another
Willie.
over, 3 of it. 1-1-4 for two.
God bless.
That's the story so far in the second and final one-day international. Sri Lanka one up in the series already. That's the corridor, that's the delivery you want to bowl. Bowling to the field that the captain has set for you. There. Nisanka ends up poking at it. He's found a gap. He's beaten that backward point fielder for a boundary again. That length really not working against Patum Nisanka. He's so strong in that region. Just hops onto his toes and controls that shot to perfection.
Yeah, this shot brings up the 50 partnership as well. Just making sure he gets right on top of it and rolls the wrists over it. Zimbabwe have just got to be careful here that they don't undo all the good work that they've done. Comparatively, they're now almost level. In fact, they're behind. Sri Lanka 118 for two. Zimbabwe was 117 for two at that stage. So Sri Lanka now ahead. 52 and 62, the partnership.
.50 between them now and counting. You know, you don't have a wagon wheel, but if you don't need rocket science for it. Predominantly, scores against Muzarabani have been square of the wicket, and that too behind the square on either side. It just tells you what length he's chosen to bowl at. And it just let batter is almost ready in that position, playing everything off that back foot and nicely controlling it.
Marginal, man.
Had he picked that up with that left hand, it would be in trouble. He was a little too far away. Right, Evans? Halfway through, 25 gone, 122 for 2. Comparison, and Sri Lanka goes ahead. Equal number of wickets lost. Got 4 runs more than Zimbabwe at this stage. 18 runs came of that Muzarabani 2 overs that were brought in to break a partnership. Captain once again will continue from the city end. It's bowled well. 3 overs, none for 8. It's changed ends after Raza is taking a break. He wanted to play inside out, but just managed to play it over the umpire.
Yeah, Zarabani's 2 overs gone for almost 20. 18. That's not what Sean Williams would have expected.
Oh, boy, really?
Looking for him to either get wickets or build some pressure on these 2 batters. What it's done, as we've said, is just pushed Sri Lanka's score along quite nicely, and now they're ahead. In terms of comparison,
You call that silent assassins. In no time, they just made their way through ahead of Zimbabwe at the same stage. And just is a little alarm bell ringing that now they're taking control over the proceedings here. They're running the game at their own pace, these two, Nisanka and Samara Vikrama. And they've got answers to the changes Williams is bringing. As you mentioned, the 2 overs that Muzarabani bowled to break this partnership have not just gone wicketless, but have gone for 18. So now his captain's hat will be on very soon about changes. Who does he bring in? Or try to get some dot balls going to just exert some pressure and force a mistake. Bad at the moment. It looks pretty much in control of Sri Lanka. Another single there. 4 runs coming off it, 126 for 2. Lanka has just crossed Sikandar Raza as the leading run scorer in this series. And I suppose he'll remain there because Raza, Karan and Williams won't be batting anymore in the series, but maybe Janet Lianage has an opportunity, but he has to score at least 70 plus if Nissanka stops his count now. Now that's the second attempt, bringing in Ngaraba.
Yeah, Zarabani didn't work. Let's try Ngaraba. I like the thinking though from Sean Williams. He's going to his strike bowlers to try and get the wickets. As I mentioned, he wouldn't have envisaged that Zarabani's overs would have been so expensive.
If you'd ask me, if you were to bring a change to break the partnership, Evans would have been a good choice. 2 for 20, and he looked good. He was in a solid rhythm, and he finished off that spell of his.
I agree with you. And he's got the 2 wickets that Zimbabwe have got in the innings so far, and he's been impressive. .150 from 149, 141 to beg your pardon. Comfortable equation for Sri Lanka.
I was asking this question a while ago to Darlington. Maybe you also can have an input. We talked about white ball captaincy, Craig Ervin versus Sean Williams, and what's the marked difference you feel. We talked about, would he give Bennett the ball? Let me try him. Why not? Darlington was of the opinion that Craig Ervin is a little more by the book. He will more be instinctive.
I agree. Put down. The opportunity came. It's gone quickly and low, but still a catch that should be held by Brad Evans.
And he's a good fielder, I tell you that. He's at short cover, so that came in at rapid speed at him. He should have taken that because that's why Ngarawa was brought in to break the partnership. Now, I don't know how much of that drop catch will be made to pay by Nissanka. This time he plays a little more squarer in the gap. End of the over, chance gone, 129 for 2. Williams will continue into his 5th.
Ball, Willie.
Don't know if he's trying to balance out Masuku's overs. He's got 2 for 17 on debut. 2 for 17 as in 2 overs at 17. How costly will that drop be?
Time will tell. But it was the perfect opportunity for Zimbabwe to break this partnership. Get a new man in. Get in some overs quickly.
You could see it just in the peripheral vision, just around that drop catch, is Sean Williams' hand is up, and he's thinking his plan has worked. And he's already celebrating until he realizes that the ball is rolling onto the grass. We'll have a look at that again whenever we get some room, because he finishes his over so quickly. Just been told to focus on the game. Elevates that one in the vacant zone. Will get a boundary. This is becoming a bit of a problem now for the home side. 5 of the over, 134 for 2.
Good for Sri Lanka at the moment. This partnership now 66 from 83 balls for the third wicket between Nisanka and Samarawickrama. Russell Arnold alongside me. Good afternoon, Russ.
Afternoon, Brian. That required rate rising. They've been struggling to get Williams away, but on that occasion he covered the line nicely and hits the top of short mid-wicket. Usually no one behind him, so it gives you runs. So they need to start being proactive. It's been slow and steady from this partnership, but that rate will start rising quickly.
Kidology there by the fielding side. Wide signalled by Richard Kettleborough. And a bit of treatment there for Wesley Madaveri, substitute fielder, who's been on the ground for Brendan Taylor, who suffered what we think is a hamstring injury during the course of his batting innings, in addition to the dislocated left ring finger that he suffered on Friday. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. It really is. Punch down the ground, straight as an arrow, and 4 more to Nisanka.
He just keeps finding ways to keep that scoreboard moving. I mean, Sri Lanka really do need that boundary as well. Closing in on another 100, Pathum Nisanka. Just under a runner ball, he's been outstanding. So crucial, because he bats through the innings means one end is blocked off. Someone else can just help him on its way. And the runs will be on the board. Opportunity though, you needed to swallow this.
Please
Thought he held on
subscribe
to it
my
until
channel,
suddenly
please.
It just rolled out. What replays don't do there is to give you the impression how quickly that ball went to Brad Evans. football there from Ngarava.
Shorter spells for him today. Ngarava, 4 overs was his first. Now you'll see him in spells of 2 overs, just spacing him out. And you hopefully feel or believe that he'll stand tall, because in the previous game, him limping off was a
Please
massive factor in
subscribe
Sri
my
Lanka scoring
channel,
113
please.
of the last 10. Just gave them enough to win that game. Such a vital cog in this bowling lineup for Zimbabwe.
Over the wicket.
Change of angle now for Richard Ngarava. He's going to go over the wicket to Samaru Ikrama. Moving round the wicket to Patam Nasanka. Samaru Ikrama wasn't entirely sure where that ball had ended up. It's the end of the over. 29 gone, 140 for 2. Has done well. 5 overs for 17 as the 6th bowler used. But that's a bad ball, a short ball, and it's gone for 4. You probably heard the shout of no from Sean Williams. You knew he got that one wrong, and Nasanka yet again finds the boundary.
And early in the over now, that causes a bigger problem for Williams. How does he get through the rest? Such a good judge of length, not too short, transfers the weight and picks his spot.
Good work from Brian Bennett.
To neck. Zimbabwe 143 for 2 at this stage. Sri Lanka 144 for 2. Out there with on offer. Samaru Ikrama striking under 70. He's the one who can make a difference in adding the momentum that Sri Lanka need at this stage. Make sure safe. Make sure that he does not push Nisanka to doing something he doesn't need to do at this stage. 146 for 2.
Please subscribe my channel, please.
It's exactly what David Warner used to do.
Change the bowling, right arm over.
Crucial stage of the match coming up now, because it's the debutant Ernest Masuku who's coming back into the attack. Change of ends for him. His first 2 overs were from the city end. Now he's operating from the golf course end. He was expensive first up. He can produce a testing spell here, and that might bring Zimbabwe back into the frame. Ball's gone straight up in the air, out to deep square leg, and the catch is taken. The first one-day international wicket for Masuku. Sikandar Raza out on the boundary, and Samara Wickrama goes.
Just told you, Brian, Samara Wickrama is the one who needs to add that momentum. Masuku, change of ends, first 2 overs were expensive. Decides to put him under pressure straight away, and there's no pace on offer. Through the shot way too early. And he celebrates. He's not alone.
Zami.
Ashish, subscribe our channel.
Captain in at number 5, Charatha Lanka. Sri Lanka losing that wicket after a useful partnership of 78 for the 3rd wicket between Samara Wickrama and Nisanka.
Charatha Lanka, the captain, a failure in the first ODI. But he's out there because
Subscribe our channel.
trying to put the pressure on the bowler.
Subscribe our channel.
By Masuku. He'll start around the wicket to Sri Lanka's captain.
Like, comment, share and subscribe.
Sri Lanka, just like Kusal Mendis, has been very consistent since the start of 2024.
Subscribe.
Scoring ODIs and batting at 5, that's not easy. Very, very good. 132 required. About 20 overs.
Last wicket, Sadira Samarikram.
It's one of Asalanka's
146 for 3, huh?
international hundreds has come against Zimbabwe. That was the R. Premadasa Stadium in January of last year. 101 not out. His highest score 127.
Subscribe our channel. Please subscribe. Like, comment, share, and also subscribe.
Extra fielder in the circle as well. That's so good. Masuku's delivering is backing the captain's decision. But right now the sweeper goes on to the off boundary, the cover boundary, because it's 2 balls remaining and you just don't want it to be expensive. So batter gets it through. 4 dots and a wicket.
Obviously something the Zimbabweans have spoken about in terms of Charatha Lanka. Straight away, as soon as he walked to the crease, Masuku opted to go round the wicket.
Cover pushed out, entice him with that wide-ish delivery. He does go after it. He's a very positive player. He will not hold back. Likes to dominate the bowlers.
who was a wicket maiden there, and another illustration. Long boundaries here at Harare Sports Club. Gives the batters back for two. And Sri Lanka off the mark.
মোবাইল বন্ধ হয়েছে
না বন্ধ নাই ইয়াতে মাঠের ছবি and this stage What did he say? I don't know. Amo, কথা বল।
No change in the field. No extra fielder coming up into the ring just to try and squeeze Nisanka ahead of the landmark. There it is. 7th one-day international 100 for Patam Nisanka. It's his third Zimbabwe, his second against Zimbabwe. He's been so consistent. 76 in game 1 and now 100 not out with power to add.
And 70 for 3. Patam Nisanka still out there on a well-made 100. It's drinks here in Harare.
And 70 for 3, and it's been driven by one man in particular. We've been treated to an absolute masterclass of batting this afternoon at Rai Sports Club by Patum Nisanka. It was devastating from ball one. Very strong through the offside, and on this kind of a surface, whenever the Zimbabwean bowlers erred in line or length, he jumped onto them. Played such an important role in this run chase for Sri Lanka, and he's kept them in it. Third one-day international 100 in the country of Zimbabwe, and he's keeping his team alive. So 277 for 7 Zimbabwe. Runs from Curran and Raza. 170 for 3 in pursuit. 7.2 required to the over from here on in. Final 15 overs of Sri Lanka's chase. Good afternoon, Darlington.
Good afternoon, Tino. These are his runs as an opener. It's his debut at 64 innings, 700s, an average 45, nearly 46. Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma and Fakhar Zaman. Backs it out. They're up there.
Up in the air, but there's no fielder at deep at wicket, and that's why he aimed for that gap.
Just taking him 64 innings, 2,648 runs. And he's up there with some exciting cricketers. Shubman Gill of India. Rohit Sharma also of India. The players, Fakhar Zaman has a double 100 in ODI cricket, as does Patum Nisanka.
Charita Salanka's looked good in the short time that he's occupied the crease. Partnership was 28 already. What would have been said in that change room, Darlington, the Zimbabwean one in particular, at the drinks break?
I mean, it has to be something about the links that the bowlers generally have bowled in this little period of play. Either side of a good length. We've seen some cross bat shots allowed. We've also seen some straight bat shots allowed. Not enough deliveries, forcing the batter to play straight for good length. To try and manipulate the ball for runs, particularly the seamers.
Good runs. Ring में राजा, बचा ring में.
Ooh, looking for the big single. Good work. Brad Evans making sure that they don't get it. 175 for 3. For 3. At this stage, Zimbabwe were 167 for 4. So Sri Lanka, a wicket less. 8 runs ahead. In a very comfortable position. Brad Evans back into the attack. He's been good. 2 for 20 in his 5, and I thought we probably would have seen Brad Evans in a little bit sooner back into the attack.
I think that is around the right length from Brad Evans immediately. It's length that a little spell in a Sito Fernando picked up the wickets of Curran and the captain Sean Williams. It was round about that length, and created some problems. Some suggestions that maybe a little bit of variation in the bounce. You want to bowl a length that gives you the ability to take maximum advantage of that. Brad Evans has started round about the right area. He's picked up 2 so far. First one with a fuller leg delivery. He generally takes them away. He's got this one to nip back sharply to get past the inside edge. And then this one is hard into the wicket. Not able to keep it under control. Good catch on the boundary. He's also had this moment. This could have been a turning match for the Zimbabweans. But Evans not able to hold on to this. Sharp chance from Nisanka when he was on 78.
It's cost Zimbabwe already 20 plus runs. How he would love to break this partnership, and in particular remove Nisanka himself. Pace off the ball.
Putting in on that off stump. His length has been good. This is a good start to this second spell from Brad Evans.
Good bouncer. Very good bouncer to finish off the over. 178 for 3. Those 2 worms all the way through the innings. Zimbabwe, you can see the last few overs, 45 going on to the end of the innings. Just a slight incline in that worm, so something to bear in mind for Sri Lanka. As it stands, slightly ahead of Zimbabwe by 2 runs in comparison to where Zimbabwe were. Sub 100 needed now, 99 and 77.
More importantly, it's the 2 extra wickets they have in hand. After a similar situation, very difficult to imagine a series of events that snatches this game away from Sri Lanka.
Required rate approaching 8. 7.82. Sri Lanka won't push any panic buttons now. 2 set batters. Captain as well as Nisanka, so as long as those 2 are there, they'll feel that things are under control. And they'll feel that 8 to the over is achievable. We all know how well Sri Lanka sets up, chases, knows when to accelerate, knows when just to hold back and rotate the strike. He's a master.
That trump card. Sanka, 105 set batters in run chases. They're always key.
Keeps the mid-on up in the circle to the left-hander. He's taking him on. He's taking him on. There's a fielder coming around. Ben Curran won't get there. The bait almost worked from Sikandar Raza.
Good plan here from Sikandar Raza. Experienced cricketer. Knows what to throw out there. And Ben Curran not able to get it around quickly enough. Didn't have the timing to get it all the way into Cow Corner. To the grandstands.
He's looking to go over that mid-on fielder. Saw the gap behind him. Six off the over, 12 remain. 184 for 3.
Needing 94 runs from 12 overs, 277 Zimbabwe. There was Raza, 59 not out, who got them into a competitive score, but Matumni Sanka, 106 not out, has really shone this afternoon, 15 boundaries. Feeling that Sikandar Raza, as he's marching off the field, might not bowl another over in this match as he clutches his side.
Round the wicket.
Jonathan Campbell is going to be in the field to field for Sikandar Raza, but it's Brad Evans around the wicket to Lanka.
It's angling down the leg side. No fielder there for runs.
Soft delivery to start out. Second over of his second spell. Attempted slow ball, but just had no direction on it. So Sri Lanka is able to bisect. Fine leg and deep backward square leg for an early boundary, and this Brad Evans over.
More of that needed from Brad Evans. Make the batters make the play. There's no fielders back there. It's going to be one bounce and into the boundary. A bit of ascendancy for Sri Lanka now.
Tommy Sanka has this ability to play the pull shot off the front foot. Quite a good length. He's done it already before to Brad Evans, and this one is off the slower ball. Went out the back of the hand. He's picked it. And he gets second boundary off of Brad Evans in this over.
A bit of confusion, and he would have been out by a mile.
Sean Williams was down for a long time. He knows that that was the opening. He had to have hit the stumps here, and Nisanka was gone by some distance. Absolute agony.
$195 for 3. At 7.55 to the over. Manageable as long as these two remain in the middle. And Sean Williams realizes that. That's why Mzarabani's got the ball in hand now, looking to break this partnership.
We should just see a burst of 2 from Mzarabani here, as he has 4 left from his 10, 2 from Ngarawa as well.
It's up in the air, but safe.
Tempting not to allow him to settle. He's decided to take on the first delivery from Mzarabani, which is quite full, but finds the outside edge.
Oh no, oh no. He's given away 3 runs unnecessarily. Brian Bennett.
One of the better fielders in the Zimbabwe lineup. There's a long grimace as he was fetching this one from the boundary. Just took his eye off the ball. Just wanted to check where the batters, the runners were. And he's punished with an extra 3 runs.
In the air, but finds the gap and will probably run away. The Sports Club outfield is so quick.
Yeah, Brad Evans in at short cover. Thought he had a chance for a little bit, but Lanka's put the foot down here. 10 runs in this over of the first 3 Mzarabani deliveries. Staying in the wicket a little longer than he expected, but Brad Evans diving, despairing, can't get to it.
Worries for Sean Williams. That run rate's coming down, below 7 now. 59 and 56. There's the partnership. Cuts away, and this will be another boundary.
He's climbed on Mzarabani. 14 runs from 4 deliveries in this Mzarabani over. He's been brought back into the attack to get at least 1 wicket. But Lanka has counter-attacked, and he's come off the better.
subscribe. Please subscribe our channel. Please keep your eyes tomorrow in our channel. Tomorrow we will
64
broadcast
from just
Bangladesh versus
58.
Netherlands
Sri Lanka has
cricket in the
accelerated.
eye
15 from Mzarabani.
at 6 p.m.
5
Bangladesh
deliveries,
local
and
time.
he's moved to a strike rate of 119. Sanka good at 21 from just 22.
That's what you need when you're batting and holding fort at one end. Somebody who comes in 43 and 36, strike rate of 120, eases the pressure on Patum Nisanka. He knows he can just bat on. Forty overs are done. 10 remain. 67 needed. 2-1-1 for 3. Biggest over in the innings, that previous one. And coming through at just the right time for Sri Lanka. Richard Kilbra will signal the third and final power play of the innings. Have a look at those comparisons. 55 for 1, the first power play. Sri Lanka 45 for none. And then in that middle, 139 for 4, Zimbabwe. Now just require 67, 60, all the pressure on the Zimbabweans now. They need wickets. Drop balls is not going to do it for them.
Sorry, Ben.
66 from 60 runs in partnership between Sri Lanka and Nisanka. It's Sri Lanka just accelerated towards the beginning of the third power play. At 15 and 1, Mzarabani over. Very strong square of the wicket through the offside and has cashed in a couple of times towards the backward point boundary.
No, this is good cricket. No mid-wicket, wide open spaces to that side of the ground. Just a gentle nudge and good running will get you 2. Inside edge on that.
Just the inside edge probably saves Sri Lanka here.
Three off the first 4 balls of the over. Just got to close this off. Sean Williams. 216 for 3. Zimbabwe with 197 for 5. Sri Lanka way ahead. 216 for 3. And the partnership out there at the moment of 70, more importantly. Brad Evans from the city end now.
Please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe.
From 43.
Please subscribe our channel, please.
With 2 set batters.
The problem Zimbabwe have got is
Wouldn't be a problem at all with 2 set batters.
Zimbabwe have got is the 2 set batters, the required run rate 6.9, the wickets that still remain intact 7. So you can't afford to be too attacking in terms of the fields that you set. Neither of these batters is new at the crease, so you can't have the field in tight either. If they get it through, it's a boundary. But you still need to try and create wickets against batters who know that if we just bat through to the end, we'll get across the line. Sikandaraza's quick, but not quick enough to get there.
Find a way to string together a series of dots, but from both ends. Not enough to just get the dots at one end. This was the attempted uppercut. Skandaraza had to go 35-40 meters to get that catch. Just too much work.
Now that's not necessary. That is not necessary from Patum Nasanka. You've done so well. 58 runs away from getting your team across the line. You don't want to get out playing that shot. Brilliant Yorker.
Bowling from Brad Evans. He's bowled 4 slower balls in this over to set up one delivery. It's just done a little too much. It's gone through Patum Nasanka because there is a genuine increase in the pace he bowled. Delivery number 5, surprising Nasanka.
Maybe just getting a bit tired and losing concentration here. Nasanka 2-2-1 for 3.
the chase. Managed brilliantly well by the Sri Lankan batters, especially Pathum Nisanka. This is the difference.
Please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe.
That's through the innings. Put yourself in a position to control that chase to your liking, and it's been effortless. They were falling behind the rate. Gradually, they were 2 overs. They were knocking it around, gradually picking up the pace. In 2 overs where Zimbabwe went for many runs, and suddenly the equation very much in your favor.
Please subscribe our channel, please.
Take no risks, make sure you get over the line. The gap between balls to runs, just 9. That means 2 boundaries, Sikandar.
Yeah, that's what experience brings to the table. They force the opposition to move the game at their own pace. That drop when he was a 78, his batsman of his caliber will make you pay for it. And the calmness with which he's gone about, he's not tried to bully the opposition. He's just been within himself and made sure that he goes right till the end and takes the side home. And that's the mark of a proper batter who is not just looking for landmarks, looking for that win. And he knows how important this is, because anyone who comes out there now will be easy. Might go upstairs.
But he didn't get it. I really don't think the ball went onto the stumps. Clive Madande did not collect it clean, but he would have been blinded, the umpire, and hence would definitely go upstairs. Half century, Charita Salanka started off very slowly, but he's now got his runs at quicker than a runner ball. Had to pull out a few dives this innings. Doesn't matter if he didn't gather it, could have gone onto the stumps, but it didn't. Asalanka, I bet you he's got soil in his mouth. Diving like how he did, not for the first time. Well, it's the groin that he seems to be clutching, but he's batted really, really well. Took control after taking some time to play himself in.
That's exactly what he's done. He's understood the situation and what's required of him in this partnership. And in no time, and I say no time, it's not been easy to carry on an innings or a partnership around a ball. This is 75 ball 80. So slowly and gradually, when I was here last on this seat, I said that this is a little bit of an alarm bell ringing for Sean Williams, because the partnership is just slipping the game away. And in no time, Sri Lanka has found themselves 16 runs ahead.
Subscribe our channel, subscribe.
Lanka, cheeky to start with, then created the loose balls which he feasted on. Really good knock from Mr. Consistent for Sri Lanka. Leading run scorers this series, 2-match series, Pathum Nisanka almost up to 200 runs. Sikandar Raza did really well for Zimbabwe, almost got them home in the first ODI, given them a score to bowl at here. Janit Lienage, 70 was also crucial. Makes a habit of this. Pathum Nisanka, his 7th ODI 100 today. The short ball through the covers, extremely strong. Pathum Nisanka, what a player.
You just like it. When he gets into that aggressive mode, he's still got immense control. With that pull shot, he knows exactly where he wants to play that. And he controls it with perfection. He takes those calculated risks. That's a good call again from him. It was his call to run to the danger end.
Well, we thought he'd tweaked a groin or something, but the way he ran that and such a tight run, he should be 100%. Charita Salanka, and he trusts himself, so that's a good sign. Going into the T20 International, Sri Lanka won't play the Asia Cups. Straight through to Dubai or the United Arab Emirates for that, and they need the captain to lead from the front. 43 ball, 228 for 3.
Here we are, the second and the final ODI, which seems to be tilting now in favor of Sri Lanka as of now. Could be a 2-0 win here.
Could 7 be the number, Sikandar? What do you think?
7 for what?
7 wicket win,
Oh,
7
okay.
run win.
Yeah, could be, yeah. And over a 7-run defeat and then a 7-wicket defeat. It's all about you spoke about the Asia Cup and the preparations and to get your combination right. You talk about the T20s, which is starting in a couple of days. And then, of course, the fitness levels where the UAE will test you in terms of weather, the heat and the humidity.
That's no ball called. It's going to be a free hit for Charita Salanka. The execution brilliant, that slow ball from Brad Evans, but he's overstepped. Oh, that's a massive one. You mentioned
Please
Asia Cup.
subscribe
Asia
our
Cup is
channel.
actually
Please.
played leading into a World Cup. That's how it's always structured, and in the format that the World Cup will be played on. So the bigger picture.
Please subscribe our channel, please.
For those who don't know, the Asia Cup, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan feature Hong Kong, UAE, Oman. They're the teams that will be competing. 8 teams in 2 groups. And we go on to a super group. Some high quality cricket will be played, that's for sure. It's always competitive. With Afghanistan especially starting to compete and developing at the rate that they have.
It's also about the other teams, the associates. The shortest format does suit their style of cricket and gives them a better opportunity compared to a longer 50-over format. So it's good to have all the other sides who are emerging into the bigger scene in the next 5 or 10 years. They keep playing those stronger, bigger sides and they get better. Rather than just playing amongst themselves and just not knowing how good or how deep they are.
Looking at the schedule, we play the first T20 International on Wednesday, 2-day gap, and then we have a 2-day gap and we go back to back. Fill up the grounds on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. That's the thinking behind that scheduling. Getting close to Sri Lanka, 44 required, 37 balls remaining. Nisanka especially not in the mood to give it away.
I like it you talk about this weekend being the time where the last 2 T20s will be played, and this crowd just amazes me. They come here in big numbers, they enjoy and they're so involved in the game. They have an opinion. They just love the sport. Didn't quite get hold of it. A little bit of a footwork there from Evans, asking a question, and Kettleborough going up.
I'll Tell you what, that's a lot closer than we thought. Just flicked it on to the stumps. And on the race, he got slightly ahead of Nisanka. That's why I feel it's a lot closer. Tight, very tight, but he's home. Home by a frame. When the bails are dislodged, one bail's got to leave the grooves and saved by a frame. Pathum Nisanka, 235 for 3.
Of 36 now, and these two will look to finish it off. Don't want any more dramas. We've had a very, very close encounter day before yesterday. This has now turned out to be a little one-sided with the 7 wickets in hand.
He's got plenty of bowling options. He's rotated the bowlers, got plenty out of the 6 he used. Williams. Garava was the bowler who created that opportunity of Pathum Nisanka that you did mention, Sikandar. He's come back. I thought Evans bowled some wonderful Yorkers from the far end. But can they produce some magic? Have Zimbabwe got something in them to give Sri Lanka a few nervy moments here?
You know, that single that they just took, played it straight to the fielder inside the circle, just tells you where the fielding side is in this match.
Yeah, you got to make a few decisions here, isn't it? In a different situation, you'll hold back, and conceding a single is not an issue. But now, with the equation S, it is probably you got to stop those. Probably you got to make Sri Lanka work harder or try and hit the ball to get your runs. Not just drop and run or glide.
A slower one attempted. Yeah, just the fact that the fielder at backward point picks the ball up, doesn't even attempt to throw. 3 men from the deep are running in to back it up. You got to take the chances because now you need 7 wickets because of this equation. Unless you really bowl a couple of very good overs with hardly any runs.
Magic. You need something from somewhere. Who can produce?
Oh, he's waited on that. And that's a good catch taken. For a moment, I thought he's going to spill it. Wesley Bedawere, one of the best in the team, has taken the catch to send Pathum Nisanka back into the dressing room.
Garava strikes. Slow ball into the pitch. He's flat batted it. He hit it really well, Pathum Nisanka. He thought he got it in the gap. Madavere kept running. He kept running, and suddenly he realized he's got himself into a position to grab it. Pulls on to it. But is it too late? Pathum Nisanka, 122 fabulous runs for Sri Lanka. 236 for 4.
Finisher from that first game, 70 not out of 40-odd deliveries, and he's now here. A little more ease atmosphere, 42 to get up 33.
there because Pathumni Sanka, a shot that he scored lots of runs with through this innings, brings about his downfall. Now, we don't see it in that picture, but he ran quite a distance, and yes, I like the celebration. Fielders in the circle creeping in. Now that bit of energy. If you can get another wicket.
Yeah, you just feel an extra liter of blood in every one of them. It's just running through the veins. They just feel, can they get another wicket here and get it to the bowlers? Anything's possible.
Yeah, reminder, Sikandar, Sri Lanka don't bat deep. Kamindu Mendis is next. Then you got Tikshana, Chamira, Asita Fernando and Madhu Shankar. As you said, get the bowlers in. One at a time. Now try and eke another.
Slow, unattempted. There'll be two here. Big boundaries. Well, that's a good over, this. He's got a wicket and just 3 runs. That's what's required from your fast bowler. 238 for 4. That's 5 overs. Not that they need them, but the one was attempted that was there to be hit by Pathumni Sanka, found the fielder there. You don't want to be left in a situation with wickets in hand and facing 11 or 12 in the last over. So they will try to look for that 1 over somewhere where they can close the gap of 40 runs, 30 balls. Oh, should have stopped that. That extra run is going to hurt.
And remember, when it gets closer, the pressure comes in. You're seeing that finish line. Let's take our thoughts to that first ODI. Zimbabwe fought back with the partnership for the 6th wicket. Raza and Munyanga. Last 2 overs, if my memory serves me right, they needed 14. Went to the last over needing 10. So you just don't know what can happen. Required rate around 8. A good over, as you mentioned, pushes that to 9, 10. And then suddenly you're needing to hit the ball somewhere.
He's running with the ball. He's got to use the angles, cut that ball off. Again, 2.
It's hard. Big playing areas, and this is clever batting. No chances taken. Work the gap, run the fielders ragged. Best way forward. Keeping an eye out for Charita Solanka whether he has any discomfort with the groin. Well, all well and good.
Yeah, make that another 2. And we just mentioned that every day. The dimensions of this ground just helps you not to worry about the boundaries. Like we said, it's been 32 deliveries, 33. No boundaries, but you can get 2s. You got 6 already of 3.
And all those 3 deliveries intentionally hit to the gap rather than trying to hit for 4. How are you going to stop that? That's the question Williams has. He's got to play around with the field, maybe open up a different area. And another 2 probably. That's the 4th 2 in the over. How do you do that now? As I said, you've got to change the field, maybe get another fielder onto the offside. But that'll mean you're opening up a gap on the leg side. Got to take that chance here because he's toying with all those fielders there.
That's a good delivery. We're Once again, the single cannot be stopped. This over has got 4 twos and a single. 1 ball to go. Closing up to the 250 mark here. 31 of 25. And this is Brad Evans' last ball of a quota of 10.
It's been very good. Bent the back now and again. A very good short ball. Goes for the glory ball. Can't fault him. His last one. Full, fast and straight. 248 for 4.
You look at the bowling available now. Muzarabani's been a touch expensive. Wicket less. Does he go to him? He's got plenty of overs available with bowlers. His frontline bowlers can do 6. We only need 4. Does he go to him after the Zingrawa over?
If I was Williams, I'm not thinking that far. I'm thinking about Garava this over. Can he produce another one for me? I would think Muzarabani. Otherwise, I got to go to the 2 spinners or the debutant Masuku. But ideally, I'll look at the next couple of balls, the Garava balls. Muzarabani has to be ready now. Asita Fernando turned it around today. He was really poor in his first 4 overs, but then when the captain needed, got 2 wickets, which probably saved 20-30 runs in the bigger picture of things. The chase would have been a lot tougher. So you got to go to Muzarabani as your main bowler to put his worries behind.
Surely we will bank on experience. We'll spread out on the onside. 3 men patrolling the. Gives the charge. Should be a single. The man's rushing to it. Muzarabani is well done by him.
And that should warm him up to bowl from the other end. You don't need a warm-up after being in the field for 46 overs, is it? Last day of winter feeling like summer. The lights, not that we need it, but still they've been switched on, taking effect now. 4 fielders in the circle. They're all standing right on the circle, so a drop and run is an easy single.
Well, he's gone to square leg region. There are men out there. He's taking them on. Lianage.
Gone past 250 with that single to Lanka. 27 off 21. Just gone past 800 runs, Janit Lianage, in line to probably become Sri Lanka's quickest 1,000 runs. And for a lower middle order player to be in the mix for that, I think that's outstanding. Usually it's the top order players, 1 to 4 maybe, who have the opportunity to score big runs each time they bat.
That's really ordinary. You got so many men backing your offside and you bowl a wide down the leg.
Quickest 1,000 runs in ODI cricket for Sri Lanka was Roy Dias in 27 innings. This is Lianage's 23rd. And he's got about 810 runs. So if he keeps up with his average, he can get there. That will be a phenomenal achievement for him. Batting at 6. But good to see the crowd. They're still in it, enjoying every moment of it. A beautiful evening here in Harare.
Yeah, that won't be easy to put away that length. Just climbing up a little bit on Lianage.
Look at that average. Strike rate very, very good, Janit Lienage. Batting at 6 or below. That's what we are looking at.
I like your strike rate there. I was listening to his interview, Janet. He says he's played a lot of cricket at home, so he wants a little more opportunity overseas. And overseas, when you say, is outside the subcontinent. We just test his ability a little more. And the way he played that innings the other day, you just get a feeling that you have a very good finisher in him.
And you need batters who read the game well, who are able to make good decisions when the pressure is on. I thought coming to Windies is one of those, so 6 and 7 should be there. They can also play the big shots. Situations where you start breathing heavily, the adrenaline pumping, that's when you got to find a way to stay calm and make those good decisions. Lienage down the ground. Not hit as well as he would have liked, just a single. 256 for 4.
Of 18, Blessing Muzarabani, the senior bowler, will have to bring all his experience right here, right now, to make sure he takes this game to the last over.
Live up to his name, deliver some blessings. Zimbabwe's course here would be nice from the home team's point of view.
Side is clearly a space where you can easily push the ball around and rotate, strike and get close, because John Williams has pushed everyone back on the onside. It's just one man at short fine behind the square, so it's easy to just turn the ball around and find that odd boundary somewhere.
That's where you have to make a decision. Am I going to be brave? Am I going to back my bowler?
Please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe our channel. Please.
Because the way the ball flies
Keep
around,
your eyes tomorrow on our channel
the condition
for watching the match between Bangladesh versus Netherlands, second T20I.
So that's where this captain
Please subscribe our
needs to
channel.
make that decision. Look, it's all or nothing. But I think
257 for
looking at the
4.
field, he's got caught in
21
between, isn't it?
run need from 16 balls.
Either it finishes quickly, or either we bring it to our favor. Rather than thinking of the 50 overs in a situation like this, let it finish in 48. I'm going to take the chance to see to push in.
Again, the men inside the circle are unable to stop that single. The reason why is that both these batters have got a very good understanding of they just want that single, and eye contact is enough. Inside edge, there'll be runs here, should be a boundary. It's a boundary after a fairly long time, and that surely close up that gap that they've been looking for. 16 or 14 now.
You rarely see this though. In the last 10 overs, you are used to seeing a lot of boundaries. Now Sri Lanka haven't hit a boundary in 46 balls. So that would mean in the last power play, after the 40th over, this is the first boundary. But still they've been moving rapidly due to the ability to find that gap.
We're coming back to somewhat the same situation. 14 of 12, 16 of 13. Good slow one there.
Will you believe? Can you believe Sean Williams? Sri Lanka ended up winning by 7 after needing to defend 14 of 12.
It's in the air high. Is there a chance? Is there a chance? No, he beats the fielder. The slow one into the pitch. Didn't work on that occasion. And that's a boundary to end the over.
Well, I think he's hit that well enough, and I think it's a 6. He hit it so well. Madhaveri thought he was in business once again, but it kept going. Oh, just inside. Just inside. Runner ball required for the last 2 overs. Powerfully hit by Janit Lianage. 12 off 12 then. Garava has an over. Can he produce a hat-trick?
Yeah, that over changes a lot of things. 2 boundaries in that Muzarabani over. One, you wouldn't blame him with an inside edge, but now Ingarava has a huge task ahead of him. Can he leave enough runs for Muzarabani to play around with? A wicket here can do a world of good for Zimbabwe. A new batter, and look at that shot. The legs, has it got anything on it? Has it touched anything on the way? Yes, it has.
He's enjoying himself though, Garava. That's what you like to see. Brilliant York, angled in. Not easy to find the gap between the legs, is it?
Every ball is being thought over. The ball at the top of his mark, he just knows it's a runner ball affair. I need to produce a magic delivery here. Can I get them out? Nicely done again, and well played. Settle with one here. Well done by the fielder in the deep to rush at the ball.
Once again, brilliantly bowled. No chance of getting underneath it or finding the gap. It was bowled straight, right on middle stump. The angle also that he creates, the left armour, not giving Sri Lanka any room at all, or any opportunity.
Again, that situation where you don't need a boundary. 11 runs, 10 balls. That mistake we saw yesterday, and in the Tri-Nation, South Africa versus New Zealand, we saw that mistake committed by South Africa, where you don't need a boundary. You lose 1 wicket, and according to the rule, the new batter will come and take strike. And that's where the inroads come in. That's another very good ball. He's aiming at those stumps. He's not allowing any room on either side of the wicket. Oh, look at that. Just as you said, it's tough to get underneath it. But you just get a feeling they're trying to hit it hard. Just a good chat. Now that's very important. Sri Lanka goes down, has a little chat with Lianage. We don't need a boundary.
When the finish line so close, I mentioned you start breathing heavily, a bit of excitement. So slowing it up just calms your nerves. Fielder in the deep. Oh! Thought he had it. Took a brilliant catch a short while ago. He ran in and then had to slightly turn around. Very hard to judge in blue skies like this. And to make it worse, it's gone away for 4.
He's messed it up completely. He's rushed at the ball and then realized it's going to go over him. And then it's always not only a drop catch, but a boundary.
When there are clouds around, it's easier to judge the ball. But in clear blue skies like this, it does make you feel dizzy. Well, it's a miss. And 4. 6 runs then. That's what Sri Lanka need. They got 8 balls to do it.
the air again. Big boundaries here. Another try and gone. They've got that opening they were looking for. Maybe a little too late, but it is the captain walking out. Was it needed or not? Only time will tell.
Yeah, didn't need to take that fielder on. But there was no one saving the single. Knock it around, run your two as you have been doing for most part of this innings. Just got big on him, high on the bat, and a very good catch. Looking into the sun by Bennett. Captain's knock once again from Charita Lanka, 71 runs. Sri Lanka 272 for 5.
Mendes is the new batter, and straight away Lianeke has told him, I'm pretty sure that we are not going for that single. It's the last ball. So you want to have a go, you can try it. What will Ingarawa leave Muzarabani with for the last over? Oh, how close was that? He is mighty lucky to get some bat onto it and get a boundary. Nothing that Ingarawa could have done. It was a good delivery, but it has gone through that inside edge.
276 for 5. Oh, brave. That's playing the field. Third man point in the circle. He knows Garava's going to come at the stumps. He gets low, waits for it, touches it. Nothing you can do about that. But I'll tell you what, the boundary earlier in the over, if that was not conceded and Asalanka getting himself out, you're down to about 9-10 for the last over. But not to be, that's eased the pressure on Sri Lanka, and Kamindu Mendis has stolen 4 runs by being cheeky. 2 required, Muzarambani to bowl out for Zimbabwe. Asalanka's dismissal. Did he need to do that? Really didn't need to take the fielder on. He knows it. But job well done. 6 fielders in the circle. Probably get them closer because you're trying to save that run.
Yeah, with 2 required, he first brought everyone in and then he started pushing them back. So he's got a deep fine leg, deep square leg and a sweeper cover.
I think now he's told the fielder at extra cover to come in. Deep point also now being brought in. Third man goes back. Garava been told to stand about 5 meters in from the boundary line for the ramp.
Gets bat onto that very wide delivery to level the scores here. It's 277 apiece now with 4 balls to go.
Well, Kamindu Mendis to get Sri Lanka home for a 2-0 series win here in Zimbabwe. Has been Sri Lanka's best format in the last year, you could say. Just the loss to New Zealand away, but played lots of series at home and have ended up on the winning side. I've had a very good run in ODIs here in Zimbabwe. Sri Lanka in 24 games 121. This would be the 22nd, lost only 3. And there it is. Kamindu Mendes just works it onto the leg side. Sri Lanka get home. A very well managed chase. Pathum Nissanka, the star at the top, and then the captain with a half century, making sure Sri Lanka go home from the ODI series with the chocolates in the bag.
Yeah, the margin here is by 5 wickets, and that's going to see some brilliant batting, responsible batting from Pathum Nissanka, and then from the captain to go to 70-odd. Zimbabwe managed to get a good fighting total, 277 earlier in the afternoon, and then were in the game, you say, up to the 35th over, and then things started slipping away with that partnership between Nissanka and Captain Asalanka, and they took them home, really.
I thought it was a good score to bowl at. They started bowling really well, as you did mention, but a very costly miss. It's strange, sometimes it doesn't come back to haunt you, but Pathum Nissanka dropped on 78, would have made this chase so much harder for the Sri Lankans. But 2 good games going right down to the wire. Sean Williams led his team really well, the stand-in captain. But Sri Lanka having a little too much in the kitty for Zimbabwe. Janit Liyanage coming to Mendes, the stars of the first ODI. But here chasing down the score, the top order taking control. Professionally managed. Pathum Nissanka, 122, his 7th ODI 100. Nuanindu Fernando, Kusal Mendes, Samaravikrama. I'd say that's a failure for Samaravikrama because he had the opportunity to cement that number 4 position for himself. Asalanka put behind his failure of a couple of days ago with a quality knock of 71.
Yeah, Nissanka came out and he took his time initially with the power play, but whenever there was an opportunity to score, he didn't shy away, controlled the shots very well. Whenever that short ball was bowled at him, he was right on top of it. Spinners were also tried, but Pathum Nissanka had an answer for everything that was being bowled at him. And just love the way that how he kept himself composed. He knew that the job is about taking the side home, and he has to bat right till the end. And once he got himself in, the hunger never died. That 50 changed into 100, and then a big 100 of 122. As mentioned, 7th ODI 100 for Pathum Nissanka. Partnerships win you games, win any format. 48 between the openers, and then later on 78 between Samaravikrama and Nissanka. It's Nissanka all round, that 90 partnership with the captain. That was enough to seal the deal. It was tough bowling out here. It's a good batting track. Zimbabwe did try to defend it with Ingarava 2 for 53 and 2 for 54 for Evans, even a wicket for debutant Masuku. But it was a little too much to handle when Pathum Nissanka was on song. Quick look at the second and final one-day international. Zimbabwe were asked to bat first, and they had a very good start and a slight hiccup somewhere in between when they lost their captain and Karan simultaneously, and then 277 for 7 was managed with Raza's 59 not out. Sri Lanka, with of course Nissanka's 122, has taken the side home and won it by 5 wickets. Time for us to take a short break. When we come back, we have the awards distribution and of course the trophy.
যাবি ফোন বন্ধ করব মোবাইল বন্ধ করব কথা না অফ করবো খেলা শেষ আপনাদের মত আজকে থেকে বিদায় নিচ্ছি আল্লাহ
Please
হাফেজ
subscribe our channel.
Please subscribe and like share my channel Please
Please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe. Subscribe
like
our
share
channel.
and subscribe my channel
Don't like it. Nothing I'm on doing at the moment. I'm going on air again.
Please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe me. Please subscribe my channel. Okay.
Alright, see you.
Please subscribe.
যদি কারো এরকম হয় একবার ট্রাই করে দেখতে পারেন আজ যে সময় চলছে কি সময় চলছে করোনার সময় চলছে আমাদের ইমিউন সিস্টেম অনেক সময় ফাইট করতে পারছে না তাই তো বসুন আমাদের এই প্রতিরোধ ক্ষমতা আমাদের এই সিস্টেমকে শক্তিশালী করে
Please subscribe our channel. Subscribe. Please subscribe our channel. Subscribe, like, comment and share. Sri Lanka won by 5 wickets. Post-match presentation to follow.
Red spinning now. I'm taking painkillers sorted. Let's trap somebody into jail.
Yes. Subscribe our channel.
the summary, Zimbabwe 277 for 7. Sri Lanka riding on 122 from Nisanka, winning this one by 5 wickets and sealing the series 2 games to 0. Time for us to head down to Tino Mowoyo, who will be having the 2 captains with him and the trophy to be handed over.
Welcome to the post-match presentation of the second and final one-day international in the series, and set 278 to win. It looked like it was going to be a tall order for Sri Lanka, but it was 122 and 136 balls from Patum Nisanka at the top of the order that ensured that they got over the line and had a convincing 5-wicket victory and winning the series 2-0. Very big congratulations to Sri Lanka, commiserations to the home side, Zimbabwe. Before we get on to the awards for today, Zimbabwe Cricket would like to thank their official sponsors, Utande, Schweppes, Cresta Hotels, Nissan International, FedEx, ETG Input Zimbabwe, Emraz, Cartrack, Plascon, Delta, Pro Bottlers, Omtex, Wolf 777, and Mukuru. Thank you very much all for your kind support. Presentation guests for today, Mr. Danny Tumozo, Chairman of the Mashonaland Central Cricket Association. Mr. Irimai Mzorewa, he's the Marketing Director at Delta Corporation, and Mr. John Makualo, who is a Zimbabwe Cricket Board Director, as well as Chairman of the Midlands Cricket Association. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time this evening. I'd like to call upon Sean Williams at this juncture to come forward and have a few words. Sean, a couple of really good competitive matches for you. Your take on today's match and the series as a whole?
Yeah, look, I think today's match was obviously a tough one to swallow. I think the series as a whole for me was a fine line. I think it could have been a very different result, and could have been 1-1, could have been 2-0 either way. So, yeah, I think there's just a few little areas there that, we made a few more errors than they did.
277, do you feel you left some runs out there? And if so, where do you think?
I do think so. I think probably in the middle order there. I think maybe versus the offie there, we're a little bit conservative rather than being a little bit more positive.
Coming out there in the afternoon with ball in hand, what do you think you may have done better to ensure that Sri Lanka wouldn't have gotten over the line there?
Look, I think we did as much as we possibly could there. I think, obviously they batted really well. We tried to tighten the screws as much as possible on them, but when you get a partnership like that going, it's very difficult to slow them down.
I guess a couple of chances in the field, if you had taken those, then maybe the guys would have got over the line today.
Yeah, definitely. I think those, like I said, those small little chances make a big difference at the end of the day.
All right, Paul. Sean, really well played today. Tough luck for the series.
Thank you.
Sean Williams, the captain of Zimbabwe. Right, a couple of awards to give out today. The first is for the player of the match. I think that was a simple decision for the commentators to make. 122 in 136 balls. It included 16 fours. The player of the match is Patum Nisanka. He'll receive his award from Mr. Danny Tumozo for his outstanding 100 today. He is also, for an outstanding series, 198 runs, an average of 99, the player of the series. Patum, I'll ask you to collect that award from Mr. Irimai Mzorewa. And then I'll ask you to come forward, Patum, and have a few words. Outstanding performance from you, not just today, all the way through the series. How good do you feel with the series that you've had?
Yeah, he's happy, and he was short of runs in ODI cricket, so he's happy to make a good comeback.
Yeah, coming back into the side and doing as well as you have, what is it that you've said to yourself coming back and wanting to ensure that you contribute as you've done in the last 2 matches?
He wanted to do well for the team, and he believes himself, and that's the reason that he thinks that he scored runs.
You're one of the few batters that managed to spend time in the middle in the first and today. How did you assess the conditions today as compared to the first one-day international? Tougher to bat today?
there was not much of a difference, but in the power play it was not easy because two experienced bowlers were bowling and with the hardness of the new ball. But after that, it was a good batting track, it seems.
Okay, well, you certainly enjoyed batting out there in the middle. Outstanding performance from you. I'll ask you to go and join your team. That's our player of the series, Patum Nisanka. Right, I'd like to ask the winning captain for today to come forward. Charita Lanka. Sorry, great performance from you. I'll just ask you to come here. How good do you feel leading the side into a wonderful 2-0 series victory and performing yourself today like you did?
It's a pleasure to have a win in Zimbabwe. Actually, both the teams fought really hard, and yeah, it's a pleasure.
When you came into the ground today, what is it that you had said to the boys? Obviously, that first one-day international was a very close affair.
Yeah, I just said do the basics right every time, and I think boys done really well that things. And I said that in the toss, one man I need to see big 100, and Patum did that.
A couple of young guys in this side. How impressed are you with the team as a whole and their performance coming into a senior side?
Very impressive. I mean, they've been performing really well in the recent past in Sri Lanka A team and domestic level, and other boys as well. They are doing really good job for the team.
What was it that you were saying to your partners towards the end of that innings? Because with the pressure on, needing 7 and 8 to the over, you guys just pushed through that final period. 46 balls at one stage before you got a boundary.
Yeah, I say to the boys, especially to Patum and Janit, I said that let's risk and try to hit gaps and run hard.
A number of Sri Lankan supporters that we saw in the crowd today, you got a word for them?
Of course, yes. Thank you very much. I mean, most of the time, I mean, every time Sri Lankans supporting really well, and I just want to thank you for behalf of the team.
All right, congratulations, fantastic victory, well played today.
Thank you,
yourselves. I'll ask you to go and collect the series trophy from Mr. John Makualo. I will also ask your team to come and join you and celebrate a fantastic 2-0 victory in this one-day international series.
Yeah, what a first match win by 7 runs, and then wrapping it up with a 5-wicket win in that second ODI. And Charita Lanka, the captain, will be a very happy man to wrap this series 2 games to 0. You've got to give it to the opposition as well. They were good games, fun to watch, hard-fought games, and eventually the better side emerged victorious, and they all will be very happy to take that trophy along with them, because they could come back into action in just about a couple of days with a different format. But Patum Nisanka was a treat to watch. If you were watching him on television, or the people who were watching him here, he was someone to look out for in the series and in this match, single-handedly making sure that the side gets across that finishing line. So Sri Lanka win this ODI series, the 2-match series.